2014's Edge of Tomorrow proved a hit with audiences and critics upon release, but just how many times does Tom Cruise's protagonist Major William Cage die in the sci-fi action spectacular? Bring its own unique spin to the Groundhog Day time travel trope, Edge of Tomorrow almost unfolds like a live-action video game where its main character keeps respawning at a checkpoint every time he dies. Like every character stuck in a time loop, he takes time to figure out what is happening. However, when he finally does, the stakes of his mission skyrocket, leaving him with the responsibility of saving humanity. Directed by Doug Liman, the Tom Cruise movie never leaves a dull moment with its loopy storyline. Every time it seems like the main character and his allies have figured out how they can defeat the overarching alien threat and end the time looping, the film introduces another twist that sends them back to level 1, triggering another series of deaths and respawns. Since Tom Cruise's character's deaths are the primary drivers of Edge of Tomorrow's story, it is hard not to wonder how many times he dies in the film. Tom Cruise's Cage dies 26 times in Edge of Tomorrow. Only on camera. Much of the film's action and humor comes from Cruise's reluctant soldier being forced to train up and start utilizing this ability to fight the alien foes. Soon, Cruise is in a Groundhog Day-style loop, getting closer to his goal of defeating the invaders with each death. However, how many times does the film kill him off altogether? According to most estimates, Tom Cruise's Cage dies a disturbing 26 times, on camera, before Edge of Tomorrow ends its runtime. It is important to note that Cruise's character is killed 10 times in quick succession during one training montage, which is played for some grim laughs. Even in the opening arc of the film, where Tom Cruise's character finds himself on the battleground without any war experience, his death count rises to 5 in a matter of minutes. His deaths during these initial moments are not even surprising, given how he previously worked in PR and never experienced a full-blown battle up front. Various attempts to reach the dam account for the next 6 deaths after training. These are the last 5 deaths, taking place in the pub, inside the chopper, at the dam, at the general's office, and, finally, during Cage's heroic self-sacrifice at the Louvre. Therefore, Major William Cage experiences a total of 26 deaths before he finally comes out on top, provided Edge of Tomorrow 2, if it happens, doesn't undo all his hard work. Cage's death count in Edge of Tomorrow's book is much higher. The movie also hints at a higher off-screen death count. All You Need Is Kill. The film's source material, a light novel entitled All You Need Is Kill, mentions that the character dies over 300 times during the course of his mission. However, the movie seems different because it never explicitly mentions the character's death count. In terms of on-screen offings, viewers are only privy to 10 of love interest Rita's deaths and 26 of Cage's, with 5 taking place on the beach, 16 in various stages of training, and the final 5 in Cage's successful attempt at defeating the mimics. However, it must be noted that the film hints that Cage dies more than 26 times. It features a scene in which Sergeant Rita Vertasky is surprised by all the details Cage knows about her personal life because she does not recall telling him about them. This highlights that Cage might have gone through the time loops hundreds of times, if not thousands, before falling in love with Rita. Tom Cruise's worst death as Cage in Edge of Tomorrow. Getting run over by a military truck has to be the worst way to die. Although all the deaths in Edge of Tomorrow are hilariously painful, the one that somehow seems worse than all the others is when the Tom Cruise character gets crushed under a military truck. Throughout the movie's runtime, Cage gets shot, burnt by alien blood, and even drowns. However, for some reason, getting crushed under a truck seems like the most painful way for him to die in Edge of Tomorrow because it starkly underscores the futility and helplessness of his repeated attempts to change his fate and become a hero, even though he initially lacks the brain and the brawn to do either.